AITA for threatening my wife with divorce after she quit her job to be a tradwife. We have 2 kids together, an 11-month-old boy and a 9-year-old girl. This year marks 8 years that my wife and I have been married. I began getting these tradwife, traditional housewife, TikToks from my wife more often about a year ago. A relationship like that isn't wrong in and of itself, but I don't see how it fits with our family right now. To support our family on my own, I make a lot more money than my wife, but I don't see the point. My wife and I each work half of the time, and each of us is home with the kids every day except Wednesdays, when we both work. Both of my kids go to school, so I don't think my wife needs to be at home all the time. Last 2 months, she became more insistent about it, and I told her over and over that it wasn't necessary. I also asked her what she would do while my kids were at school if we did decide to go that way. We don't need to clean our house for 6 hours a day, I know it for sure. When I got home from work, she would always try to get me to like her by saying things like, "You would have dinner ready every day," and other nonsense. I would gently tell her again that our children were not toddlers and that our current work-life balance allowed us to do fine. Because of that, my wife stopped having S*X with me totally 2 weeks ago to show me what I would be missing out on. I feel like I have a roommate with her since then. She was going through a phase, but I thought she would get over it. Boy, was I wrong. There were a lot of gifts on the dinner table when I got home from work yesterday. There were labels on them that said to my wife, so I first thought they were all for me since my birthday was coming up in a week. Each gift came with a letter, which I read. It said, "It was so great working with you, and I wish you the best in the future," as the last line. It seemed like a sick joke to me. Then, after a short time, my wife walked into the living room without bothering anyone. She talked to me like I was crazy and said, "You'll get over it." I'm upset now. Going to my parents' house was the only thing I did after leaving. There is no respect in my heart. My wife quit her job without telling me, and she thought I would be okay with it. What the fuck? Her kids miss me and she wants to know where I am, so she texts and calls me all the time. After telling her to get a lawyer, I blocked her. It broke my heart when my son called me crying and asked why I was separating my mom and if I was leaving the family. Really, I don't know what to say to him, so I haven't replied. They also want me to go home and apologize to my wife, which is what my mother-in-law wants. Even though they are traditional Muslims, my folks seem to side with my wife. That's what my mom did too. I feel bad that I filed for divorce right away without listening to her. I love my wife too much for this issue to ruin our otherwise perfect marriage, but I also don't trust her anymore. Do I need to get a divorce, or should I just swallow my pride and let my wife stay at home from now on? In this case, how should I handle things? Would you like to AITA?